Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis, Anne Arundel County, and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Thursday, June 6th, 2024. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief presented by Annapolis Subaru and the SPCA of Anne Arundel County. Sad news. My kiddo in North Carolina apparently does not listen to the DNB. Too bad for her. I had an extra birthday present ready for her. And wow, those storms last night and the tornadoes put a real crimp in Annapolis High's graduation up there at Maryland Live. George should have some more information on that in a little bit, but we do have some news. So, shall we? Anne Arundel County police detectives are investigating an armed robbery on Jennifer Road in Annapolis. A 44-year-old man was approached by two masked suspects after withdrawing cash from the Wells Fargo bank. One suspect was armed with a handgun and demanded the cash, while the victim did hand over it. The suspects then fled in a blue sedan toward Route 50, driven by a third man. Anyone with information is urged to contact the police at 410-222-4730 or anonymously at 222-4700. And I'll tell you, this type of robbery is becoming way too prevalent. The city of Annapolis has announced the creation of the Maryland Walk of Fame, set to debut next spring. Located on Main Street, the Walk of Fame will honor Marylanders who have achieved significant accomplishments in various fields such as arts, sports, or public service. Nominations are open to the public, and a selection committee will review the submissions. Mayor Buckley highlighted the Walk of Fame as a way to celebrate the state's rich history and diverse talent. The inaugural honoree is Tony Braxton, who was born in Severn and I believe graduated from Arundel High. They are looking for sponsors for the program, and sponsorships range from $5,000 to $100,000. There is some limited information at mdwalk.com. Captain Walter H. Allman has been appointed as the new Commandant of Midshipmen of the United States Naval Academy, effective immediately. He returns to Annapolis from Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickman in Hawaii, where he served as the Director of Targeting and the Fire's Ethics Center for the U.S. Pacific Fleet. Allman graduated from the Academy in 1997 and has a son entering his second year at the Academy. No pressure there. Allman did take over in a change of command ceremony yesterday at the Academy, officially relieving Colonel James J.P. McDonough, the outgoing Commandant, of his position. Timber Pizza Company is set to open up a new location in Annapolis this summer. The franchise is known for its wood-fired pizzas and seasonal ingredients, and the new restaurant does aim to provide a cozy dining experience and contribute to the local food scene. More details will be available closer to the opening date, which they only say is later this summer. It's going to be on West Street, next door to Sailor Oyster Bar. Hey, podcast stuff. Up this weekend on the Local Business Spotlight, we're going to be chatting with Ken from Kona Ice, an appropriate local business spotlight considering that, well, hey, it's summer. And in closing, one of the best ways to keep up on the local news is the daily news recap that goes out every night at 7 p.m., 366 days this year. It is free. It is paywall free. And I'm going to put a link right here in the show notes for you to sign up if you are not already. And please do me a favor and let your friends, family, and colleagues all know about it as well. All right, that is a wrap. As always, thank you for being you, and a thank you to the sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Annapolis Subaru, the SPCA of Anne Arundel County, Solar Energy Services, and Hospice of the Chesapeake. So now you just need to sit back because we have George from DC MDVA Weather with the only locally forecasted weather report you will find, and because it is Thursday, we have Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace here with your Annapolis Makerspace Maker Minutes. All that's coming right up, so hang tight.
Have you ever had to wait to get an appointment at the Apple Store? Skip the wait and the line at the mall by visiting Mac Medics in Severna Park or Lanham, where appointments are not necessary. Mac Medics is an Apple-authorized service provider. Mac Medics services all Apple devices, including broken iPhone screens and batteries, and all without an appointment. Most iPhone repairs are complete the same day and usually within a few hours. MacMedics is also an Apple authorized reseller and sell Apple products at the same price as the Apple Store. Visit MacMedics in Severna Park or Lanham for Apple authorized sales and service and shop local. Don't wait for help. Call MacMedics at 410-757-MAX, which is 410-757-6227. It's 410-757-6227. Or visit them online at macmedics.com. When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMD VA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMD VA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMD VA weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Thursday, June 6th. Sometimes the weather plays out as expected, and then sometimes there are days like yesterday. Rain was definitely in the forecast with PM showers and thunderstorms expected. Wednesday morning weather models even showed potential for a line of storms that could drop moderate or heavy rain across the region, prompting the National Weather Service to issue a flood watch for the PM hours. And while the Storm Prediction Center in Norman, Oklahoma didn't really put the DMD region at much, if any, risk for severe storms for the day yesterday, they did include a non-zero, let's call it a very, very small chance of a tornado in the region, as a warm front would be lifting from south to north, which will be why it will be hot and humid today. But back to yesterday, basically a day with some PM storms that could produce a little flash flooding. And that would be that. Summertime stuff happening in meteorological summertime until a storm cell in western Montgomery County near Poolsville, Maryland, developed an observed tornado, and it then proceeded to move kind of east-northeast toward Olney and then Columbia and beyond, with a series of tornado warnings which ultimately extended into the northwest portion of Anne Arundel County around 8 or 8:15 p.m., with a time frame that was valid through maybe 8:45 or 9 p.m., at which time I did what probably a lot of you did last night, which was hopped in the car and headed for a spot that would be right in its ultimate path. By around 8:40 p.m. or so, I ended up in the parking lot of the Guinness Brewery on Route 1, which seemed barely short of the exact spot I wanted to go to intercept the tornado, which was around the Arbutus area, but it was raining heavily and was slightly getting dark, and those are two no-nos for chasing, but it was close enough, and it seemed like a passing twister would be visible as it likely moved through the Arbutus area and onto the northeast. And within 5 minutes or so, it seemed like that was the case. A storm moving by, likely possessing a tornado of some sort, but just a mile or less away. So up Route 1, the chase went until, at a red light, it was dancing power lines and sparking transformers, now even darker. That was the time to move north to 695 and then on to 97 to return home. Close enough. Chase over. And here we are, on to the next, with hot and muggy and a small chance of storms today, with highs of 85 to 90, followed by tons of sun Friday through Sunday, with temps in the lower 80s for some nice, normal summertime weather. So make plans now to get out and about with friends and family to take advantage of the great weather coming our way, so you can enjoy maybe some normal shit like a day at the pool, or some ice cream with your kids, or maybe a Little League or Big League baseball game. Summertime stuff. This is George Young of DCMD VA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow DCMD VA Weather on Facebook and X for weather updates each day, along with the website at dcmdvaweather.info, so you can always stay weather informed.
Coping with advanced illness can be overwhelming, and determining the best options for a loved one isn't always so easy. But here at Hospice of the Chesapeake, your hometown hospice, we want you to know you do have a choice. You can choose exactly who provides the care and the type of care you receive, and it's your decision when and where your loved one receives that care. We have served our community, family, and friends for over 40 years. We are there when you need us. Learn how we can help at hospicechesapeake.org.
Every week, makers, crafters, and educators hold events all over the area. Highlighting some of those, here's our Maker Minutes, brought to you by Annapolis Makerspace.
Hey, this is Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes. At Chesapeake Light Craft in Annapolis, registration is open for their Teardrop Camper class coming up in July. And keep an eye out for classes coming up in September, including ones making scary day sailors, lapstrake dinghies, and more. At Knits and Pieces off of Bestgate Road. Saturday, check out their Short Rows Are Easy class, making a flowery shawl. Sunday, there's Not Your Granny's Granny Square. Tuesday, there's a comprehensive Learn to Knit class. And then on Wednesday, there's Socks 101. And registration is open for their basic sweater knitting class, Knitting 2.0, Ginger Snap Cardigan, and Knit the Magic Dots Raglan classes coming up soon. At the Willow Oak Flower and Herb Farm in Severn, on Saturday, check out their Pollinator Planter Workshop, where you can create a native plant display to attract butterflies, hummingbirds, and honeybees. At London Town Gardens down in Edgewater, on Saturday, check out their 18th Century Suds class, where you can try your hand at soap making and create your own soap ball and shaving soap from historical recipes. Also check out on Tuesday, they have a free community concert, From Spain to Spirituals, and then on Wednesday they have 2 homeschool programs, one called A More Perfect Union, and another one called Revolution, both for middle schoolers. At Blended Essentials in Savannah Park, registration is open for their summer camps starting later in June. Camps include making candles, soaps, bath bombs, lotions, and more, and each week has a different theme. At Art Farm in Annapolis, their kids' art camps are all wrapped up, but on Sunday, check out their Expressive Art Workshop, and registration is open for their upcoming sketch nights, as well as upcoming kids' art camps including experiments in digital drawing, painting and design, nature art, Annapolis-inspired art, and more. And also be sure to check out their new Creative Circle monthly meetup, where you can work on your projects in whatever medium you enjoy, or take cues from their instructor, with like-minded creative people. The next one is coming up July 1st. At the Anne Arundel County Public Library System this week, today, Discoveries, a library at the mall, has Paint Your Pal, where you can paint portraits of your favorite stuffed animal. Odenton has a paint night, and Glen Burnie has their Thursday night art club. On Saturday, Crofton has Ask a Master Gardener. Maryland City has Science Saturdays with a Lego Challenge. Severn has Sit and Stitch. Rivera Beach has a Lego Create Challenge. And Savannah Park has their Community Service Crafternoon, where they're decorating bookends to brighten up the library bookshelves. On Monday, Bush Annapolis has a Little Artist Workshop. Glen Burnie has a Lego Club. And Odenton has Beginning Crochet. On Tuesday, Glen Burnie has Little Artist Process Art. Savannah Park has Stitchin' in the Stacks. Discoveries has a Lego Build and Create monthly challenge, and Severn has an open craft night. And then on Wednesday, Odenton has Art Inspired by Music, Savannah Park has Stitch in the Stacks Evening Edition, Maryland City has a Pride Paint Night, and Eastport Annapolis Neck has their Cookbook Club with Taste the Rainbow. And at Unallocated Space in Severn, tonight is a virtual happy hour. Tomorrow is a DEF CON 443 cybersecurity meetup. Monday is their project night. Wednesday is a Locksport night with Maryland Tool, as well as their weekly open house. If you have any questions about the Annapolis Makerspace, the Maker Minutes, or any of these events, feel free to contact me at trevor@makeannapolis.org. And you can find links to all of these events at the Annapolis Makerspace website, also at makeannapolis.org. And whether you're making art, software, sawdust, or just a mess, chances are you're already a maker. This has been Trevor from Annapolis Makerspace with this week's Maker Minutes.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Is all this talk of inflation making you uneasy? Me too, especially the uncertainty. How bad will it eat into my future purchasing power? Well, don't feel helpless, because Solar Energy can give you some financial control. By installing and owning your solar system, you can lock out electricity cost inflation by locking in your electricity price for more than 25 years. Many of our inflation-fighting clean energy systems offset 100% of the annual electricity demands. Customers frequently add electric vehicle charging and backup batteries to their solar projects, providing them inexpensive auto fuel and additional energy security for the home. Freeze energy inflation in its tracks by committing to affordable, clean solar energy. Call us today at 410-923-6090 or visit us at solarsaves.net. But don't wait another minute. Sunshine's a waste.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.